at work from September 2020. I'm going to talk through some feedback from some sixth form students who currently study at work, and also talk about entry requirements and things that students can do to prepare themselves over the summer break to be ready to study these courses in September. So one of our Year 12 physics students described physics as her favourite subject at A-levels, loving the fact that it's practical based and getting the opportunity to test out theories and carry out their own investigations. She's been really surprised how useful physics is, and although it's challenging, it gives a real deep understanding of the world they live in. I think there are lots of reasons, but they've picked out the following following points as to why you should pick science for your A-levels. They're interesting, fun practicals, highly respected by universities, really valued by society because the application of scientific knowledge helps to satisfy basic human needs. There are a wide range of career paths and will teach you to be a critical thinker and a great problem solver. This is an excellent advocate for somebody who wants to do science at A-level. So what are the requirements? We expect you to have achieved a grade 7 if you have studied triple science in the subject that you wish to continue. So for example, if you wish to do A-level biology, you should have scored a grade 7 minimum in GCSE biology. If you've done combined science, you can still progress into A-level, but we again suggest that you have scored a 7.7 in your combined science GCSE. Obviously, in the new current situation, these will be based on the calculated grades that you are working towards at the moment, and this is where you can really showcase your commitment, showing that you've got a real keen interest in science and an excellent work ethic over the next month or so as we go, as we complete the course in online learning. We also require that you have a grade 6 in maths and also in English. This is because there's a huge amount of subject-specific terminology, and you're expected to be able to write at length in both investigative science, but also to demonstrate your knowledge of the subject. There is also high levels of mathematical demand across all 3 science subjects, and this is why we require you to have a grade 6 in maths. For BTEC, we expect you to have scored a strong pass or grade 5.5 in combined science and have an excellent work ethic. BTEC science is much about producing work as you go along, and although there is formal assessment throughout the BTEC, you're expected to build a portfolio of your evidence to showcase your work. This means that you have to work continually hard from the beginning of the course, and you're expected to showcase your work at all opportunities. This involves you having excellent work ethic and being extremely organised to ensure that you can produce the work that is required. So a little bit more detail about A-level biology. I talked about entry requirements before, and as you can see, there are 3 papers and there are 8 topics that are covered in biology. During year 1, you will study biological molecules, cells, organisms, exchange substances and genetic information. In year 2, you will study energy transfers in between organisms, and then you will look at organisms responding to changes, as well as genetic populations and the control of gene expression. While you're in lessons, you will get a mixture of theory and practical work, and you record all your experimental work in a lab book. This is monitored and gives you a practical endorsement. There are loads of pathways that you can take with biology, and you should consider other courses that complement biology, such as psychology, maths, chemistry, that enables you to follow this pathway into different careers in medicines or physiotherapy, veterinary medicine, animal health, conservation, horticulture, and a wide range of others. You can see in the exam papers that there is a mixture of short answer questions and long answer questions, and 3 papers are all 2 hours long. Paper 1 and paper 2 count for 35% of the A-level, and paper 3 counts for 30% of the A-level. In this one, you're expected to do much more detailed analysis of experimental data, and there is an essay to produce. For chemistry, you also have 3 papers, and each paper is 2 hours. papers are split into physical and inorganic chemistry, and then physical chemistry and organic chemistry, and there are relevant practical skills included in both paper 1 and paper 2. They are a mixture of short and long answer questions. Paper 3 is worth slightly less marks and only 30% of the A level, but still requires 2 hours. During this, there are a number of marks that link to practical techniques and data analysis, and then there is a number of marks that are linked specifically to multiple choice questions. There are 3 main topics: physical chemistry, inorganic chemistry, and organic chemistry. Again, there is a mixture of theoretical and practical work, and students record all experimental work in the lab book to reach the practical endorsement. Chemistry A level is a really demanding subject and requires a high level of determination, and is a prerequisite for many degree courses. For example, medicine requires chemistry more than biology. If you want to study veterinary science, medicine, pharmacology, chemistry is for you. Physics also has high entry requirements, as we discussed before, and again is made up of 3 papers. However, interestingly, there are more variants of topics in physics, and your paper 3 includes an option subject where you are allowed to choose a field of study of physics that is essential to that you are interested in. So this means the last 2 topics here, the options include nuclear physics, astrophysics, medical physics, engineering physics, turning points in physics, and electronics. This involves a self-study option and allows you to choose an area of physics that you are really keen on. Again, you will see that paper 1 and paper 2 assesses topics from unit 1 to 8, and paper 3 has practical skills and then questions specifically to your option. Each paper again is 2 hours long. I want to show you a few things about how we help you to settle in for this. You will be given access to a Microsoft team that includes information and resources that you can use to prepare for your A-levels. There is a link to the AQA webpage, a link to the BTEC webpage, a link to Physics and Maths Tutor, which a number of you will have used at GCSE, and a link to Seneca Learning. Seneca Learning is an excellent online platform where you can start to look at topics that are covered in the A-level things. In files, you also will be given access to other resources that you can use. For each of the A-level subjects and for BTEC, you have access to different ones. I'm just going to show you what we have in chemistry. You have access to a PDF document that includes the textbook. You have a copy of the whole textbook that you can download to your computer. You have a copy of the specification, a copy of the practical handbook, and you'll have maybe some other things. For example, this is the data book for chemistry, but then biology there's a maths handbook, so there's a variety of different things. In the transition work folder, there are 5 tasks that you could be completing over the summer. The first task gives you an introduction. The second task gives you an overview of the topic. And then task 3 is a transition guide produced by AQA with lots of questions and working that can that showcases the kind of knowledge that you need to have going into the A-level. Task 4 is taken from the CGP guide, which is called Head Start into Chemistry. Here again is lots of interesting and useful notes that covers the bridges the gap between GCSE and A-level, focusing on the topics that were covered at GCSE that are absolutely fundamental knowledge that is required for A-level. Having a good look through these documents will help you to decide exactly if that A-level is for you. And finally, task 5 is a mini extended project. This is your chance to research a particular area of chemistry in more depth, to find out maybe which kind of pathway you might wish to take with chemistry, and to showcase your determination and interest in the subject. We have this for all of the topics, and you would have access to that if you choose science as an A-level option. Remembering the requirements are high, and there are reasons for that. We want to ensure that the right people do the right course. Now that we offer the BTEC course as well, if you are maybe not suitable for A-level, we would recommend that you take the BTEC course. I'm going to finish by watching a short video of one of our students who takes both biology and chemistry, as she says why you should take A-level science much better than I can. So thank you very much for your time, and I hope that you make the right choices for your A-level options.